Back when I was a kid, I had this friend. We'll call her Summer, okay? Now, Summer was the type of kid who always had to get her way. And one day we were outside playing by my house, and I really had to use the bathroom. Bad. I told her, I said, hey, I'll be right back. I really have to go use the bathroom. I'm gonna go to my house real quick. Pretend that, this is us playing, and my house is where that tree is, okay? Not far at all. Summer got pissed. Summer was so mad at me. She was like, no, you don't get to do that. No, if you want to use the bathroom, then you need to walk 10 minutes to my house and use the bathroom. But if you go to your house right now and use your bathroom, then I'm gonna leave you. So you're not allowed to do that. No. She basically was saying, no on my watch, because yes, I have to So I was a little nervous, I was nervous. I was like, do I really, I want to keep playing outside with her, but I really have to use the bathroom. And there's no way I'm gonna hold my bowels in for 10 minutes. So yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to use the bathroom.
Move, bitch!
And I used my bathroom at my house, and she was still outside when I got back. But looking back, I realized that that was an experience with unhealthy expectations. And I feel like a lot of us as adults still deal with dynamics like that now. I mean, maybe not dynamics or situations exactly like that. A lot of people expect us to meet their needs at the expense of our own needs or at the expense of our own feelings. So in this video, I want to talk about healthy versus unhealthy expectations and how they can make or break your relationship. Unhealthy expectations usually aren't based in reality. Like my childhood friend who expected me to ignore my own physical needs just to make her happy. That's not realistic. Healthy expectations are built on respect, and they also leave room for both people to have their own needs. You get what I'm saying? If someone is expecting you to put their comfort over yours and they're feeling super entitled to your energy, that's not healthy. And I'm not a therapist or anything, but I can say that because I know that's not healthy, and I'm just saying. I used to be that person. Now, one thing about unhealthy expectations is that they usually stem from an insecurity, right? So, looking back, I'm judging my childhood friend for not letting me shit in peace. But I used to be just like her. Back when I was super codependent, clingy, anxious, I thought that it was other people's jobs to make me feel secure. I thought it was their job to manage my emotions and not my own. And I honestly thought that I would die if people left me. What I didn't realize back then was that I was giving these people way too much power, and I was putting way too much pressure on them. I will admit, I can take accountability. Yeah, I admit it. I was a little bit of the problem. Reassurance is great, but when you just constantly need it all the time and you're just like, please make me feel better, and you're just expecting that from people, it's like, girl, you need to learn how to reassure yourself. You need to learn how to soothe yourself. An unhealthy expectation is based on assumption and not communication. Healthy expectations don't give ultimatums or guilt trip. They aren't about control. They're about trust, respect, and understanding that everyone has their own needs. One time in the 9th grade, I had this friend whose boyfriend was constantly cheating on her. I'm talking, he was dogging her out, okay? And everybody in our grade knew. Plus, he was an upperclassman, so everybody in his grade knew. Everybody would pity this girl, right? And I had a class with her. And she got up to use the bathroom one day, and everyone at our table that we sat with was like, oh, I just feel so bad for her. Her boyfriend's cheating on her, and she just has no idea. And I said, wait, her boyfriend's cheating on her? And they said, yes, but don't tell her because she's gonna be so sad.
Bitch, you better be joking.
Obviously, I didn't listen. Obviously, I told her. Should I have told her at the beginning of first period, and then you had to go to school for the rest of the day? Oh, and also the whole school knows practically. That's embarrassing. But everybody knew for weeks. So yeah, as soon as I find out, I'm gonna tell her. If you're my friend, I got your back. Yeah, your boyfriend's cheating on you. And she was sad, of course. Obviously she was sad, but she thanked me for being honest and telling her. She was like, thank you for telling me. The crazy, ironic thing is that later that day, a whole bunch of people came up to me talking about, oh, thank you for telling her. We just didn't have the heart to because we knew how sad she would be and blah, 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 and da, da, da. And I'm like, and you guys claim to be this girl's friend? This is crazy. The reason why I share this story in the first place is because there's an unhealthy expectation. The unhealthy expectation is that they expected everyone to stay silent so that she wouldn't get upset, right? But that's not love. You can't be like, oh, well, I just didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. No, that's not love. That's control disguised as protection. A healthy expectation would be trusting people with the truth and then believing that they can handle and manage their own emotions. And plus, she deserved to know, if my boyfriend was cheating on me and all my best friends knew and they didn't tell me, and then they were going around to each other talking about, oh my gosh, did you hear Tier's getting cheated on? Oh, everybody's getting cussed out, everybody's getting cursed out, everybody's getting crashed out on, everybody is getting chewed out, everybody is getting aired out, everybody is getting celebrated, but not for the good kind. It's going to be a celebration of life because everybody is going to...
Death to all of them. Die! Die! Die!
Healthy expectations also mean recognizing that not everybody can meet you in the same way. Not everybody can meet you in the way that you need to be met, and that's okay. Yeah, it's shitty, and yeah, it's gonna feel bad sometimes depending on the person, but it's gonna be okay. There's also been times where, like, me and a person will have a lot of love for each other, but we are just not capable of meeting each other where we need to be met. Like, we're not equipped to show up for each other in the way we both need. But a lot of the time, it's really not personal. It's just like a compatibility issue, or it's just like you grow apart, or you literally just can't. You cannot work things out, and that's okay. We have to stop expecting people to act outside of their capacity. I really hope you don't think this is me telling you to lower your standards and settle. This is not me telling you to settle. This is me saying if you're up here and there's another person that's down here, you shouldn't have to go down here in order for your needs to be met. If you're up here and they're not capable of meeting you up here, then bitch, it's time to let them go. It's time to let them go so that you can make room for another person to come in and meet you where you need to be met. Analogy time. Haven't come up with one of these in a while, but it just came in my head. That's like having a really old car and it's dingy and it's broke down and you're just like, you're putting more and more work into it and you're like, well, I just am expecting it to work because I've had this car for a long time. It's always been super reliable. Like, just get a new car. And you're like, no, I'm expecting this one to work out. Like, clearly, it's taken me this far. No, I'm just gonna stick with it. And it's like, sometimes it's best to just get a new car. You can be grateful for the car and the moments you had with that car and be grateful that it was able to take you from point A to point B and all that and be super reliable at the time. But now it's time to let the car go so that you can upgrade and get a better car and a newer car and a nicer car and a car that's able to take you from point A to point Z. A car that can take you way farther than that other car was able to. You know what I mean? I want you to adjust your expectations based on who people are, not based on some fantasy version of who you want them or who you expect them to be, right? And you have to leave room for people to be people. You have to leave room for people to be human, and that includes you. Have grace for yourself and have grace for other people. Someone commented the other day and said that, I sometimes have too much grace for men specifically, but I don't really see that. You should have grace for people, but that grace should never be at the expense of your own well-being. And that's for you to decide. You've got to learn to set boundaries. And sometimes that means recognizing that, you have to walk away from someone because they consistently are not meeting your needs. They're consistently not putting in the effort that you need, and they're consistently not meeting your expectations, your healthy expectations. At the end of the day, angels, healthy expectations are not about controlling the other person or controlling people in general. They're about respecting yourself enough to know what it is that you deserve. You can't expect people to read your mind and know what it is that you want, okay? And you can't expect to force someone to change. People don't change because you want them to change. People change because they want to change. It's a choice that comes from within, okay? You cannot force them to change, and you cannot get them to read your mind. I have tried both. But what you can do, listen, get clear on your non-negotiables, okay? Decide what's healthy for you, write it down, and then surround yourself with people who are actually able to show up for you and meet you in the ways that you need to be met. Yes, that is the goal. And you can meet that goal, and you will get that goal, and you will do that goal, and you will that goal. That was inappropriate, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, prove it by giving it a thumbs up. And shout out Desk Plant for giving me this video idea. Also, just shout out to every single one of y'all that just comment and give me video ideas. I'm in Spain right now, so this video is backlogged. This video is actually filmed 2 weeks prior by the time you're watching. So I really appreciate y'all giving me video ideas and commenting, and thank you so much. And yes, bye-bye. My allergies are crazy right now.